I really just want to be like, ding dong, the witch is dead, the witch is dead, the witch is dead. Something, 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 witch is dead. Okay, listen. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, wife coach. We are reviewing Married at First Sight season 14, episode number 7. This is my decision day. Okay, listen. Let's get this out the way. The honeymoon is over. This is when the real work begins. This is when we get to really see who people are. They are now going back to Boston. And the show has secured, as we know, a central location for all the couples so that they can have, like, you know, support from one another, but also for one another, from one another, either way. Also, it's a neutral spot for the newlyweds so that you're not at my house and get out, and I'm not at your house and you telling me to get out. It is an even playing field. So let's just get started, and we're going to start with Lindsay and Mark. Okay, now we know that Lindsay is a whole bunch of a lot. I mean, a lot. But what I realize is that she, like, critiques everything he does. She is hypercritical of him. And as a Virgo, and looking at that, I'm going, I can't get with it. And I know how critical we can be of ourselves and sometimes other people, because it's mostly us that we critique so heavily, that we really judge. You know, they say we're judgmental, but it's really us that we're looking at constantly. But she is, like, attacking him. And when I realized it was in the next morning, the first night, the next morning, they wake up in their new apartment and they're brushing their teeth together. And she talks about the way he brushes his teeth. Like, he shakes his head side to side and not moves the toothbrush. Like, sis, calm down. You're talking about, like, all the time, his hygiene, his, you know, bathroom habits, the way he dressed, the way he speak. You call him a Guido, you called him an idiot. Like, it's a bit too much. And this is what we see on camera. Imagine what we see off camera. And she says, everybody said that she's blunt and straightforward and to the point. But this is going to be to her detriment. Y'all see that California sunshine coming in? This is Sunday morning that I'm doing this for y'all, and the sun is rising. Okay, the sun is coming up over here from the east. Okay, my house faces the east, so the sun is in my living room in the front. So they go to Mark's house. You know, the bed bug infested home, the one that it looks like when they get there has been cleared out. That someone has already come in and did the work. Okay, they suit up in those hazmat suits, honey. They need some glasses on, because even it's still, they get in there, they're gonna get in here, and you're gonna travel them back with you to the new apartment, which can potentially infest the entire building. Anyway, they go in, and he apologizes because his house is disheveled, but it's disheveled because someone has come in and cleared the space out. It's not disheveled because it was dirty. He was like, I had got it together before I got there. So they're like, we're going to bag up our clothes and the essentials that you bag up your clothes and the essentials that you want, and we're going to take them back. Mark, I'm with you on being off put by the way she handled your shit. Like, she didn't care. And she was like, I get the thought process of, do you need this? Does it bring you joy when you have, why do you have it? Does it bring you joy? It's in excess. You can get rid of it, right? I get it. But right now, he's just getting back. You guys are coming back from your honeymoon, and he had all this other stress while he was there. And so now he has to come here and face it. And now you want him to just throw it in the bag, but not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? And I can see how that could be very, like, disturbing, disheartening, unnerving, uncomfortable. It could make me not like you because of the simple fact that you are not handling this with care. You're not handling me with care and my things. I'm telling you to be careful with this and you're not doing it. Like, whole ass irritant. And, you know, she's hella cynical. Like, you know, she's smiling and joking and shit, but she's hella cynical the whole time. And I can see how that could get on your last nerve. He's kind, though. He appreciates the help, but she's not listening, is what he says. That he's so kind. Because, listen, at this point, I don't know. I'd probably be just as direct as she is. Like, yo, you could just go sit out in the car because this is making me angry. You're annoying the out of me. It's probably my take on it, but don't listen to me. Y'all, I be managing my shit all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? Though I'm evolving constantly, some things I have to revisit often, and this is one of those things. You're annoying me. You're frustrating me. I feel myself. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave out of my apartment. That's still mine, but I'm getting my stuff out. Like, I'm gonna have to ask you to go, lady. They go to Lindsay's house, and he keeps saying it looks like Lindsay. It's very earthy like Lindsay. She walks around and she tells him, you want to meet my plants? And he thinks that's weird. I name my plants. Like, y'all help me name Sunshine. And so, he's like, it's very Lindsay because they are very different. You know what I'm saying? She is very earthy. Very, cat lady. I don't like no cats. But she wants to be very zen, but her energy is too high. She has to keep practicing, keep working at it. Keep working at it, Lindsay. You're going to get there. And then I was looking like, okay, so she offered for him to move there with 5. They're going to have 5 cats. It's only one room outside of the bed. It's a small apartment. So you want him to come move there with you in that space when this 8-week process is over, because you're already thinking that you guys are going to stay together. That space is not big enough for the both of you. Not even just your 2 bodies. You will be irritated. I'm one of those people that believe everybody needs their own space. Everybody requires their own space, or at least a place that they can go and decompress. And unfortunately, to decompress, he's going to have to leave the house, which is going to irritate her, as we see here coming up shortly. So they need to figure that out. He don't really need to move into there if they stay together. They need to, if they feel like they're going to be together, they need to start looking for somewhere else to stay, or maybe get the apartment building that they're living in, have that extended, pay for it, lease it, month to month, whatever they're going to do. It's probably expensive. When they bring the cats over, I'm all like, her cats are high strung like her. He was like, they hiss, her cats hiss, and it bothers me. It scares me. It makes me nervous. She hisses. She's saying that he is different off camera than he is on. It could be. He's got a lot of shit happening in his life right now that he has to deal with. On top of you, his new overbearing, aggressive, critical wife, okay? Overly sensitive wife. Because she is very sensitive. And you know how I recognize sensitive people? Because I'm sensitive. My sensitive used to look like, not quite like hers, but a little bit. Because it's either you're really like upset, or you're sad, or you're happy, and it could seem bipolar, but you're not. It's that you're sensitive and you're affected by every fucking thing somebody says. And I think that that's what Lindsay is. She's a little sensitive. So then they have a sit down. Like, she sits and she wants to have this heart to heart. And she says she's starting to see red flags in his duality. Like, you're different. You've changed. And I don't like what I see. It's a red flag. He's like, yo, I've seen red flags too. She kind of like doesn't understand that she's a whole ass walking red flag. Though I like her spirit and she means well, she's a whole ass walking red flag. And so for her to say that to him, for me, was like, sis, you really gonna have to pull up. And she was like, you know what? I just need a moment to myself. I'm getting fucking annoyed or frustrated or whatever it was. And the thing that got me is she was like, so you need to go away. Ma'am, I'm managing my emotions. That's what we do as functioning adults. Manage our own shit. How you gonna tell that man to walk away because you mad? How about you get up and you find a different space to be in? I don't think that it's fair. And here, again, this is what we're going to see. If they move into that little ass apartment, that box that she has where they have no space. Shit, that whole apartment was probably as big as my kitchen and my living room combined, okay? I would die. I already be like, it's too many people here. It's too many people here. And it's only me and my 2 sons. And we all go into our respective spaces. We all have our own space, right? I still be like, oh my God, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. So Pastor Cal comes to visit in Pastor Cal fashion, okay? Coming in very amicable. How is everything? How are you guys doing? Lindsay, honey, out on the balcony meditating and shit because she needs to calm her spirit down. She comes in, she greets him, honey, gives Mark a bottle of water. I don't know. I didn't see what Pastor Cal had. He probably had water, probably didn't have nothing on, but poured her a glass of red wine. She is very much so a drinker. Any time of the day, a drinker. Keeps her, I don't know what it keeps her. But let me tell you, they sit down and she just starts talking. She's like, I don't think you're giving me the best version of yourself. You've changed. You don't want to hold my hand. We were intimate. You don't want to have sex. Like, I think her love language, one of the higher ones, is definitely words of affirmation and physical touch. Them two things for her are like really, really heavy, big. She needs that constant touch connection, and she also needs to be affirmed that, bitch, you're doing a good job. Like, she really needs that all the time. Anyway, she feels like he went from all to nothing. Like, I don't want to be bothered. And listen, he low-key say, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered. He said, I tried to tell her I needed to take it slow. I needed to pull up. That we had this amazing time the first time, and it was great. Then we did it again, and something seemed off. And what was off, he was like, I don't know for both of us. What was off was after that flight, and he saw that other side of her. He was like, oh no, this ain't what I signed up for. I don't want no volatile rocket that wants to fight men, black men. Now here you put me in a situation. Because if he swings on you, guess what? I have to protect you. That ain't cool. So all of that changed that for him. So the next time they were intimate, it was off. And the next time after that, it fell off because she was jab, 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 jab at him constantly. And he said, I needed to go slow. And when he told her that, of course, it was a blow up. And what we find is that he's afraid to open up his mouth because he doesn't know what's going to come out the pistol's mouth. I'm afraid to share how I feel. And I felt for him in that moment. And he was like really crying. He was really saying, I need an emotional connection. And I don't get that from her. But the thing that got us most, or for me, he said, it doesn't even feel like I'm in my own skin. I don't feel like myself. She's so overbearing that he doesn't feel like himself. That he feels like she's just taking control. That ain't what he wants. Yes, let me ask you. Let me see. I really like Mark, though. Mark seems like he's very level-headed and that he's done the work. And he recognizes that this isn't how I thought things would be. But I'm also happy that he's expressed it to her. That he's saying to her right now, in a safe space with Pastor Cal, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate it. But let me ask you. I need to solve things on my own. And what I need for you is to pull up that energy. Because he says it. They aren't around. When the cameras aren't around, they don't see what I see. She is literally probably tearing him apart. And she has got to fix that or she is going to lose him. And she needs validation. She needs affirmation. Affirming. She needs to be told, I value you. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me at my apartment. I really appreciate it. Thank you for making dinner. She needs those kind of words, and she needs a stiff one often in order for her to feel valued. I don't know. Mark don't seem like he gonna just go for anything too much longer. Mark is feeling a whole lot like, if she don't fix it, I'm gonna be out at that halfway mark when it's halfway through and they do you want to stay married? That was a lot. Moving right along, let's talk about Olajuwon and Katina. Him wanting her to act out her making food in the kitchen was like a no for me. It was a no for me. It was I know you fucking lying. Like, I mean, and he was actually serious about that. I want my wife to cook every day for me. You know, all my meals for me. I just don't know where he got that's a realistic expectation. Because she got a whole ass job. And in order for two people to make it in any city with the way prices are, and of course because of the panorama, you need both incomes. Baby, she gonna have to go to work. Do you make enough money to have her be barefoot pregnant in the kitchen? That's not what he want though. I'm gonna stall Olajuwon out because I really want him to show up for himself. I want whatever these ideas that he has about what marriage looks like to go away, and for him to come into reality and to know what it takes and really put the effort forward. They go to his house. He's proud of his house, honey. And as they're walking through, he needs validation that it looks good, that she's going to like it. You like what I did in here? You like what I did in here? You like what I did in here? She don't like it. She don't like it. It looks like a man lives there. There's not a woman's touch in there. And it's just what it is. He even takes her down to the gym. And he's like, yeah, me and my brother, we did this. You like it? The green walls and stuff? I don't like it either. She could probably help green, maybe gray. I'm with her with the gray when it comes to downstairs. But I also like the fact that there is space for them to be apart. Does his brother live there too? Because I guess that's where they're supposed to be moving when it's all said and done. Do y'all know, does his brother live there too? Somebody let me know down below in the comments. Because that ain't going to work. You can't have your wife in there like that. I mean, you could. I mean, essentially you could. But the way you set up, I think that you would be constantly thinking that she checking your brother out or your brother checking her out. So it might cause a problem for you. I don't know. And when he asked her outside about it, and she was like, well, I don't like this, and I'd want to change this. And he was like, oh, no, you just come in and let me worry about that. This is the whole thing about moving into someone else's space. He likes it the way it is. That ain't going to work for her. They got to find a compromise. And normally, like I said, and this just comes from years of experience, right? Of being the woman and saying, the fuck out my house. Like, this is my house. Like, from being, unfortunately, not something I'm proud of, but from being that woman and then being a more mature woman today, right? Understanding that this is my space and I claim this as my space. So the best thing for us to do is to move into a neutral space like they do on the show, that we both have input to, that we both choose together, that we both furnish together, because we both now have ownership to it together. But that's just me. Y'all might think differently, and if you do, you can do it down below in the comments. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna get married again, but if by some happenstance that I do, we won't live in this space. This is my space. Hopefully they have their own space. I'm okay with being married and living in different homes. I don't want to be married though. I'm okay with being together in a long-term commitment and living in different spaces. And I say this every season. I say the same thing every season. It sounds like a broken record, but I be feeling like we need a reminder of it. So PC in my notes. Pastor Cal comes for a visit, okay? And the first thing they start talking about is him on her in the kitchen. And he was like, yo, this wasn't a deal breaker when we met you. So where is this coming from? When we looked at you and matched you up, this was not a deal breaker. And now you making this big to-do that she has to cook for you every day. I like that he said that I told her that, that I told her that I'm going to share in the responsibilities. I guess that he's going to make breakfast. I'm glad that he said that because, I ain't been really recording, but I've been side-eyeing him as I watch. Like, I know you lying. Like, I've been trying to keep my mouth off him. If you're watching the lives over at Jack and Glen, you would see, I need to start uploading them here so you can see them too here. But you would understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm just trying to I'm waiting for him to show up. And so he's giving me glimpses of, okay, I'm learning, right? That's good because Pastor Cal called him on misogynistic behavior, that we are not in the 50s anymore. If that's when we lived, having her barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen at home would work, but that's not what it is today. And so you're going to have to figure that out. I'm glad he said it though. I'm glad he said it, and I'm glad that Olajuwon was like, I'm going to do some cooking. I'm hoping that he will. I'm hoping, I really want to like him because I like Katina. I really want them to work because they're a black couple, and I always want the black couples to win. Not that I don't want the other couples to lose, but I want healthy, successful relationships for my people. Nothing against anybody else's people, but I want that for us. Now, I do like, because, Pastor Cal was like, so when y'all was on the horses, I ain't like how he was talking to you. I don't think any of us liked how he was talking to her. I think all of us felt a way in our spirits about it. And she said, I talked to him about his tone. I told him that I don't deal with that. That I have never dealt with that, and I don't deal with that. So I'm hoping, because on camera, we just see her it feels like she's resending, resigning her position very quickly to him. So I'm hoping that they're having more conversation off camera. And she's actually expounding on, that ain't okay to talk to me like that. I don't like it. I don't like that. It's not okay. And let me tell you, because she's very much so cool, calm, and collected. Okay, very much so. We ain't seen her get upset when I feel like she's had valid reasons to be. The gym, the horse. Okay, we haven't seen it. We just seen her be like, no, you're not gonna talk to me like that, right? And so I'm glad to hear that she's having conversations about it in her refinement. Okay, let's keep going. So they share, of course, that they have not been intimate, and that, of course, it is Olajuwon request, at Olajuwon's request, not hers. And he's all like, because what if this doesn't work out? What if we end at the 8 weeks? What if? He's all like, you can't live in the space of what if. You have to live in the present, in the now. And that's something I'm going to have to agree with Pastor Cal on. We can't live in the, because I ain't gonna lie, I have a habit of going over stuff in my head with all these scenarios of this and what if that. And I have to consciously, purposefully pull myself out of the what if moments and live in the moment, in the now, and enjoy myself now. Cause I don't want to feel like I have hindered myself from doing something that could potentially be good for me. Right. I'm making wise decisions. Yes, I am thinking about it, but I'm not saying what if, okay? Because he tells them, y'all married. If you want to have sex, you can have sex. Be intimate. Do that. That's what married people do. I now pronounce you husband and wife, and you can do the things that married people do. And then you not wanting her in that manner may make her think you don't want her, that you don't think she's attractive. No matter what your words say, your actions are not aligning. You're not making her feel desired. I be wanting to feel desired. I be liking to feel wanted. Okay, I don't want to be needed, but I definitely like to feel desired and that you're attracted to me. Like, that's a thing. And I wrote down, in watching Olajuwon talk to Pastor Cal, you can see his unsureness. You can see he's like a kid. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to be the big man on campus, but when faced with someone who is trying to teach him something, you can see the kid in him. You can see him, that he's nervous and he's unsure of himself. And proof of that is the what ifs, is the doubt that comes in. The what ifs is, am I not, could be, let me not say is, but could be, am I not good enough? Is she gonna want me? That's also, I feel like, a lot of that whole Isaac thing. The reason he operated the way that he did was because it was a mask for some insecurities that he may carry. And maybe, is he not well endowed in the spaces? Listen, well endowed, fellas, is not what ladies be really want. A lot of women do not want mandingo slanging elephant trunk penis. We do not. We like a good average penis. I mean, I do, with, decent girth. Like, I don't need nothing just gonna tear up my insides and rearrange my cervix, and my uterus is gonna be out of alignment. Like, I don't need that. Thank you, but no thank you. You can keep that in your pants. I'm just here to tell you. But my question for you guys is, do you feel like his what ifs is what's getting in the way of their progression? And how about you? Do the what ifs get in the way of your progression in your relationships? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's talk about Noi and Steve. People love their pets. I ain't gonna just say other people, but black people love their pets too. My cousin, Stewie, okay, that's a dog. Okay, that's my cousin Karen's dog. Stewie is my cousin because of the way she loves and cares for him. Stewie sleeps in the bed with my cousin Karen. If my cousin Karen has someone that she is consistently with, that moves in, that they've lived together, get married, a long-term commitment, or whatever that looks like Noi, they're going to have to be okay with the dog sleeping in the bed. I don't know how that's going to work because dogs can't sleep in my bed. They cannot. And it feels like there's no compromising. And Steve is afraid to say, I don't want the dog sleeping in between us. Like, what is that? We can't retrain him to sleep at the foot of the bed, to sleep in the bed next to you. We can't retrain your dog. This seems like a non-negotiable for Noi. Y'all let dogs sleep in your bed? Let me know down below in the comment. Her dog's name is Sushi. Sushi don't seem to like nobody but Noi. I know we only seen him with Steve, but do you want to hold Sushi? Girl, no, I don't want to hold Sushi. Sushi is cool right there. But he says, oh, okay, because he's trying to make it work. Sushi's like, nah, I don't want you to hold me. I'm going to just go and get on the bed where I know I'm comfortable at. And you see how high her bed is? She has to put Sushi in her bed. You see, she has to put Sushi in her bed. That's why there's a stair there for her to have him climb up there on his own. She did that when she was lonely. She did that when she first got him. She did that instead of putting him in his own bed like you would do a baby. You don't put your baby in your bed because you're going to roll over on your baby. That's what they say. You don't want to roll over on your baby. Then you got whole SIDS because your bed's too comfortable and all that. You put your baby in the bassinet next to you if that's what you need. Until you put them in their room, in their own room, etc. I don't know. My dogs are big dogs. They outside, okay? Even if I had little dogs, they would not be sleeping in my bed. They might sleep in Kingston's bed, but they ain't gonna sleep in the bed with me. It's a no, dog. It's a no. And I want to just say one last thing on the dog. Sushi is a priority for Noi. It's the baby. It's her priority, okay? They go to Steve's house, and he has a bachelor pad, gym equipment everywhere. One thing you know for sure is that he likes to stay fit. He does like LED lights. He has them everywhere. He wants the LED lights to come over to the apartment. And she don't like them. She don't want the LED lights everywhere. Like he don't want the dog in the bed. So y'all gonna have to figure that one out. I'm just saying, both of y'all need to open up your mouth and be like, I don't want them LED lights. It's not the decor that I would like. And I don't want I don't want the dog in my bed. Well, Pastor Cal comes to visit, and he asks how things are going. And she's like, we've got something in common. I've been wanting to sing that, so I had to go ahead and throw that in there because they're the only ones that got a whole lot in common that we can see thus far. I wrote down, Steve is the one with the common sense. He's got the common sense. Noi, not so much. She won't compromise with 3 kids. I want 3 kids. And the reason she wants these 3 kids is because this is ideal for her. This is what she sees. My parents had 3 kids. My cousins have 3 kids. This had 3 kids. This had 3 kids. And Steve's all like, okay, well, it's unrealistic. What if we get to 2 and we don't we can't afford them. What if one has special needs? What if all these things happen? We have to play it by ear. But you're dead set on having 3 kids. I don't think that makes sense. Pastor Cal said it don't make sense. Do you understand it? And she was like, I want 3 kids. I don't care what you say. I still want 3 kids. 2 of my kids could have health issues and I still want 3 kids. I'm hoping that, as time goes on, she is the romantic one, the one that lives in a fairy tale land, somewhere in a fantasy. I hope as time goes on, reality wakes up for her. Reality sets in, that's the word. And that she wakes up and realizes that some of the things that she wants is unrealistic. And this is one of them. The finance conversation comes up and we find out, well, we knew that she was part of a refugee camp, that she was really, really poor. Such a horrible word, but she was poor. They didn't have a lot. There's another word that I normally use, but I can't think of it right now. And so they were poor. And it's a trigger for her. The instability is a trigger for her. And she needs reassurance that we're going to be fine financially. Okay. And he's all like, I probably could make the money, right? In a regular sit down job, right? But I've got all these other avenues that bring in money currently. I'm a freelancer and I love it. And for him, if I feel like this is a deal breaker. He doesn't want to be confined to a corporate space. It does not allow him the freedom to create. And so somehow he's going to have to prove to her prove. You really don't have to prove shit to nobody. But if you want to be in this relationship, you're going to have to reassure her that you are going to be able to contribute to this household, to our family, consistently. Right? I don't know. They're going to have to figure it out because she does cry. She does cry. He does console her with a handhold. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not enough. I'm going to come back to Alyssa and Chris, okay? Let's go and come back to Alyssa and Chris. I've been talking for a long time. This is a long one. Let's talk about Michael and Jasmina. That's her name. I've been talking for a very long time. Got a lot to say. I understand why Little Black Book, Kojo, breaks his up. Those little snippets of 20 minutes each aren't so bad. 10, 15 minutes of each of these, because that's what this amounts to. But it's not all in the lump, okay? I don't want to bite his style, so we're going to just keep the whole kid and caboodle together. Pause it and come back if you have to. We start off and we go to Jasmina. We already knew that Jasmina had a male roommate because she shared that with him at the wedding. It is her best friend. Michael, because she's like, I've never lived with a man minus my male roommate, right? That's how that's what it's been. Michael says, I've never lived with a woman. That's what he says. I've never lived with a woman. Oh, okay. You know what I'm realizing? This Michael is like the Michael that was from a few seasons ago. I can't remember what city it was. The Lion Michael. The Michael that was with, what's her name? Why I always remember one and not the other. I had her name the other day, but can't think of it today. Anyway. When we get there, Jasmine is like, I'm not staying at the apartment. I need to go check on my dog, Feeny. I need to make sure my dog is well taken care of. I got to find a new daycare for my dog. And so I'm going to go take a couple days and handle my business. And Michael's like, I don't think it's a good time for us to be apart. I know we had some issues. And she's like, oh, no, that's not what it's about. I told you I'm going to go check out my dog. Now, girl, we know you lying. We know you lying, that you need space from him, that you're not really feeling him right now. I know you lying. I knew you was lying. Everybody knew you was lying. It's okay if you need some space. But I am with Michael. It is kind of soon to be taking breaks in space like this. Go to the other room because I'm all like, you're not bringing Feeny with you? You going to leave Feeny in the dog place? Doggy daycare the whole time, the whole 8 weeks? I don't think so. You bringing Feeny, right? Y'all got a 2-bedroom, right? Later on, she admits that she needed to reset. because of the issues they were having at the honeymoon. And now that she's reset, she know that they had some good connections at the wedding. So she's ready to give it another shot. Like, I really want to give it another shot because I saw some glimmers of hope. But so you being dishonest too? I want y'all to remember I said that. You being dishonest and not saying, yes, I do need some space. And I understand what you're saying, but I need to reset. I need to reset so that I can be the best version of me for you right now. Because I'm not even the best version of me for me. I'm irritated by you and don't want to be around you. Y'all remember I said that. Anyway, so we go to Michael's place. We go to the room. Michael's room looks like a man's room. Nothing spectacular about it. But the thing that we find out is that he has not one female roommate, but 2 female roommates. And she's upset that he has lied to her about it. It's not that he's got the roommates that are women. It's that you lied about it. I can understand that. Why would you lie about that? Why wouldn't you share? Oh, it just didn't come up. Sir, it came up twice. You had the opportunity once at the reception when she said she had the roommate, and twice when she asked you if you had ever lived with a woman. Do you not consider them women that you live with because they have separate rooms? I don't know. But she's mad about the omission. Okay, you did not provide the information. That you are a liar. It's pretty much what it is. But like I just said a moment ago, you lied too. It does not matter the scale of the lie. You both lied. Okay? He might have lied to save your feelings. And you lied to save his. That's what most people do when they lie. The majority of the time is to cover up. Or not to hurt someone's feelings. At least that's how I feel. Anytime I've ever probably lied, I try not to lie anymore. It's got to be a real reason, like something for work. Anyway, but my point is, you're not going to give him some grace because he omitted some information. You admitted to us that you've omitted some information. And I get it's a big deal. But a lie is a lie. And I know y'all probably gonna disagree with me, but you know where to do it, in the comments. The difference though, I think for me, is that he does not know how to articulate. He's all like, it wouldn't change anything. Would it change something? I know it's not, Instead of just saying, you're right. I should have shared the information. I did have an opportunity. You talking about it never came up. It came up twice. Makes it even worse. You're right. I should have. There's that accountability thing again, which should be the word of the day. Accountability. It is what it is. So when Pastor Cal comes to visit, the honeymoon issues come up. And she's all like, I don't like how he talks to me. I thought I wrote down what exactly she says, but it was, disrespectful and demeaning, and he's yelling. And he's like, I don't yell. That ain't what I do. If you said it was condescending, then okay. And now, you're saying I'm aggressive. I hate that I even told you that because now you're using it against me. That's how he felt. And it's a lot of people that are saying that out here in these YouTube streets, that they're each holding on to something that someone shared with them at the reception, some family or friend. I actually was listening to her and her very matter-of-fact, very direct, very assertive tone that she was giving. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't yelling, but it definitely matches an energy. If he was yelling, it probably progressed from there. I'm not saying that he's right or she's right. Both of them need to learn how to communicate with one another, which is what Pastor Cal said. Pastor Cal also told them, listen, you need communication is built on honesty and transparency. Because he like you lying too, sir. You wasn't honest, nor were you transparent with this whole female roommate situation, which just made matters worse after she just came back from trying to figure out if this is where she wanted to be. And that she needed to learn forgiveness. Agreed. Because she one of them women gonna harp on it. And she probably gonna be mad about it for 8 weeks. She gonna bring it up at the 8 weeks. When the 8 weeks come back at the end, she gonna be like, and when you lied that time, and the way you talked to me and you yelled at me, all of that is coming up. They better figure it out. They have to be willing to learn one another, willing to be open and honest and communicate. And that's for everybody. In order for any of these relationships to work, they have to put it all out on the table. Any relationship, for that matter, for it to work, or for it to know that this isn't the one for us, lay it all out so that we know which direction. We, you, me, I, him, her, them, it don't matter. It don't matter. It's all about being honest and open about what you're feeling. But also about the other person being able to listen and hear and receive what you're saying and not feeling like it's an attack. No matter what it is. All right, let's go to this last couple. Alyssa and Chris. Well, we knew she wasn't coming to the apartment. He moved in there, moved his stuff in there. And, you know, he shares that he only hears how she feels through the grapevine. He shares it with us in confessional. He shares it with his friend Nick when they go frisbee throwing or whatever it is they do. He shares about the psychic and the tattoo. He even talks about something that Alyssa speaks with her mother. Alyssa just has this thought in her mind that he treats her bad. And he's probably very, when speaking to her, very emotionless, right? Because he's trying to stay even keel. So maybe she feels that is, you know, that he speaks to her poorly. I don't know, but y'all ain't really heard how I feel about Alyssa. I don't like her. I don't like how she's been behaving. And when she comes home and she talks to her mother, she shares with her mom that it's not what she expected. Her mother also says that they were both expecting to see a cowboy down at the end of the altar, at the altar waiting for her. That this wasn't what either of them expected for him as far as looks and, you know, visually. But the mom was like, he's handsome, so I think you should give it a shot. And again, Alyssa is just like, he debates and he argues and he doesn't quit. He's just trying to get an understanding and you're shutting him out. If we're missing something, then shame on Married at First Sight for not showing us him being combative, because I haven't seen it. That character flaw will show up no matter what. It has not shown up. The mom asks her a really good question. What core values do you think you guys don't have? What is it that you don't have? And she says a lack of respect for others. How'd you deduce that? Where did you get that from? Because I think he's been very kind and very respectful of you, your time, and your energy, of all these shenanigans that you're pulling. I think that shows a lot about him. And then she said about defunding the police. You know how I feel about the police? Well, what happens if we call 911? You think they're going to come and protect and serve us after you said you want them defunded? Then we flip over and we see that his best friend Nick is a police officer. So you haven't even had a full-on conversation with him to hear the whole scope of it or what they think. You know what I'm saying? Like how he's arriving to this, what his thought process is. She says in order for her to say yes on decision day that she's going to have to trust him. There's going to have to be some honesty and some respect and communication. You wouldn't even know if that's what the man has to offer, because you really don't have more than a 10-minute conversation with him before you storm off and start fucking crying about whatever you're crying about. Well, Alyssa shows up at the apartment and then Pastor Cal comes up behind her, and baby, let me tell you something. Chris off the top shares, you know what? I don't think that she wants to be married to me. The end. That statement was a lie. After his saying, if you're going to give 1%. After you're saying, just show me a little bit. He says, I don't think she wants to be married to me. And she's like, whatever the fuck. But then she becomes honest and she says, I didn't like what I saw at the end of the altar. And waiting for me at the altar. I wasn't physically attracted to him. And then on top of it, hearing everything that people said about him, all these collective things, I just was like, oh no, we're not a good fit. We're not a good fit. And then boom, Pastor Cal's over there looking at her too, like, this is this is a no. This is, girl, you sound crazy. We seen all the footage. Though we weren't there, we seen the footage. And you do know how this works, right? You get married, you stay in the same room. You didn't stay in the same room, you go on the honeymoon, you stay in the same room. You come back, you move in together. You haven't done anything of those sorts. Nothing says that you've been giving any effort. But then she says, you know what, I'm here today because I really want to work on things. I really want to see where we're going to go. It's not how I pictured it or how we pictured it, but I want to see. And then, she gives some reasons of why she's not in the apartment or hasn't been participating or whatever. I'm so over Alyssa and so glad that she's gone. I said it, okay? One is that she doesn't sleep in the bed with people. Girl, you do know. You did know. So if he was what you liked, you would have slept in the bed with him, huh? Or would you have said, could you sleep on the couch? I'm just wondering. I'm just asking for myself. She said, we have two big dogs. Two big dogs. And I don't know how that's going to work. And I'm allergic to dogs all of a sudden. And I've been with Penelope for 10 years. So I'm not allergic to her anymore. But new dogs. But you're rescuing dogs? This a lot. This a lot. This is a lot. And it's a lie. And it's, you skirting over the issues and you manipulating the situations. It's a lot. And she starts crying. She just wants to stop the pattern. And then he's all like, Pastor Kyle's like, so how do you feel about this? He was like, for me, today is decision day. And I want a divorce. I don't want to do this. He said, I've always said the number 2 priority is for us to have a happy marriage, for us to be successful with a happy, healthy marriage, okay? And, I'm adding them extra words because that's my shit. But number 1 is that we're happy individuals, that we're doing the things that bring us joy and happiness. And above all else, that's what we're getting individually and then collectively. I was like, God damn it, Chris, if you ain't saying the truth, be happy in yourself first so that when you come together, we are happy together. It is a collect. She just missed out on somebody that probably could have been great, that probably isn't a little bit of an asshole, like his friend said, but you will never know. You will never know, and you just missed out on somebody else helping you with all your enhancements that you have. Anyway, he's like, no. She starts crying. It's not what I want. It's not how I saw things. I think that she's more embarrassed than anything else that he called it quits and not her. I wrote down, I guess she said that she was just tired of arguing and the disrespect and just feeling alone. None of that. She didn't have to have any of that. That was all her choice. And like I said, she's mad because she pulled the trigger. So there's that chaos. It's gone. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch is dead. I don't know how that one goes. Anyway, I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my long-ass review of Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode number 7. This is my decision day. Okay, that was big. If it's your first time visiting my channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button to become a ray of sunshine. Next to that is the notification bell. Click it so it can be like, ding, notification. There's a video from Talisa Ray. Like, go ahead and do that. Also, share the video with your friends so they can come and talk and give the insight. Share it with the groups that you're in on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Wherever the group is you are in, share it there. Okay, too. Then come check us out. Give their opinion with us. Last but not least, go ahead and like this video because you like me and I'll know it's real. Know that I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.